Sometimes I know it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited, as you can see above me here. Happy 2024. It'll take me probably till June to remember to write 2024, but that's okay. Happens every year. I'm used to it by now. I'm really excited about today. As part of our Fireside Chat series, I have Karen Kurchyne here. Hey, Karen.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I am good. I'm excited to be here today.
I'm so excited. So I've known Karen for a lot of years. We'll just say a lot of years now. She's an amazing person in the community. We love her to death. We thought we would talk a little bit today about what to look forward to, what's coming up in 2024, things to look out for, a cool guided meditation at the end. I am super excited about all of this. I do want to preface by saying there is no heat in my office today, so I'm working from home, and that means my cute beagle Luna will want to join in on the conversation probably once or twice. So we're going to try to mitigate that as much as possible. But if you hear her, know that she's excited to see Karen as well. So Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a psychic medium. I am an energy healer, life and business coach. And I am also a teacher in a lot of different spiritual ways. I am someone that worked in the corporate world for 25 years, built a very established career there, and followed my path forward to be where I am today, which is self-employed and loving it.
I was going to say, you have a fairly extensive background in business. So we always have these great conversations when I talk to you, because you kind of know where we're all coming from. This is not just you out here doing this piece. You've been in corporate America. You've been out there, and you kind of know what we're going through.
Yeah, so I'll tell you just a brief bit about that. I worked at Kodak for 25 years in a number of different departments in Kodak, and one of which was towards the end in purchasing when we went through bankruptcy. So we were on the front end of all that drama that was going on and trying to deal with those that wanted to get paid and those that weren't sure what was happening with us. Well, we weren't sure what was happening with us, and still sticking with the belief that we're a solid company and can grow and move forward. And so I took all that into my business with me, which was, how do I want to feel as I go through it, and how do I want my energy to feel and what my clients receive from me.
And that's pretty important, right? The energy we put out, what we put out into the world is what we want to get back, right? That whole treat others as how you want to be treated kind of vibe. So let's talk a little bit about year 8, because I keep hearing this everywhere. It's year 8. It's year 8. What does that mean? What is year 8?
Right. So year 8 numerology, we take the 2024 and we add each number up, and that's where we get the 8. So the 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. But when we look at the 8, turn it on its side, what is it immediately? And it comes to mind is it's the infinity symbol. And so it is about balance. You can see the equalness in an 8, whether it's upright or sideways. It's about balance. It is about balance of our spirituality and our material logical world as well. So it's a year in which we want to focus on our inner self matching our outer self, our inner life and our dreams and our feelings and our health matching the outside of us at the same time, which is our careers, our relationships, our finances. So you want to try to find that balance this year, and it's a year that's easier to find that balance because the energies of the years are working with you.
Oh my gosh, I love that it's working with me. Sometimes I feel like it's working against me.
Right?
And I know all of you small business owners out there feel the same way. Sometimes you feel like it's always against you. So that's amazing. We're thrilled to hear that it's working for us this year.
And so let me touch on real quick on that part.
Yeah.
If you're moving through this year where we're saying it's going to be working with you and the energy is with you to build the balance, and you're feeling like, yeah, Karen, that's not happening. I'm not feeling that. It's a message to say, what am I not working with life that's trying to pull me along that would be better for me than what I think I want?
And that's a great tip. That's super helpful. Sometimes we need to step back and self-reflect, right? Like what are we doing to help accomplish these goals? What what are we doing either by action or inaction, right? Because inaction is just as powerful sometimes as the actual action that we're doing.
Absolutely.
What can we do to help align all of this year? So business wise, for some of us, it's been challenging the last couple of years. Some of us have been challenging even longer than that, right? Through COVID and all of these things. And we're trying to get back on track with the economy and finances, and it's a tough road. How can we, within this year of year 8, sort of help that move along in a maybe not a quicker fashion, but without so many obstacles or roadblocks? How's that?
The first part I would say is think of a figure 8. So the figure 8's broken up onto 2 sides. You got 2 sides of it. It's not taking a whole like a 0 would, or some of the other numbers that are a little bit more contained. So split it apart and say, I want to focus that right now on spirituality or on health. No, over here I want to focus on business or logic or finance, right? So try to kind of divide life a little bit so you can have a better focus. The other thing that I would say is break it down. And if you want, use the number 8, break it down into 8 components for you, or 8 stages or 8 goals for you. More importantly, I think what's really good to do is break it down into 8 actions, because we can set intentions and we use the word manifest a lot. But if we don't put our actions behind the manifest, nothing happens. We're not going to get what we say what we want. So we've got to both set the intentions and then create the actions that we're going to go through to achieve it.
So 8 intentions is a great way to start the year, right? So if you said, oh, we're going to start here in February because January is halfway over, and then we can go January through November, and then December can be a review, or however you wanted to work that out. But the next 8 months going forward, every month, pick out an intention, right? And that can be personal, that can be work related, that can be financial or health related, right? And is it something that we should, I hear a lot about vision boards this time of year. Is that helpful for people to actually physically write it down? I have a whiteboard behind my desk. I'm not in my office, or I would show you. And I typically, when I'm working on something, like to throw it up there, because sometimes I lose a little bit of focus, right? I'm the kind of person who'll have lots and lots of ideas, and then I kind of go off the tracks a little. And so seeing that on my whiteboard reminds me, hey, rein it in a little bit, Marcy, you need to focus more on this. Is that something that you think is helpful, putting it down somewhere so that you can see it?
Absolutely. And what's one of the easiest ways to do that? Create an image on a phone that's a background or a wallpaper on your computer. I did that one year. My thought for, or my word for the year was serenity. So I made it the first thing that came up on my phone when I touched it in the morning. And Karen, are you doing something to focus on the serenity you want to bring? So absolutely create it on a vision board, or create it in a space where you're going to see it, but not allow it to be cluttered. Clutter gets overwhelming. So if we had too much on there, it gets oh, I can't focus on one thing. Whereas if you break it down to 8 things, it's a little easier to go, yep, I'm working on that. Nope, I'm working on that. Nope, I've got this over there.
I love the idea of putting it on your screensaver for your phone or your computer. That's a great idea. I never thought about that, but I'm totally going to implement that. I love that, because you jump right on your computer and it's right there for you to see, right? Easy to change out, all of those good things. What a great idea.
And real quick, I would say take a breath when you see it and go, okay, and then move on with your day.
Yes, we all need a little bit of a timeout every once in a while, right? It's easy to go from one thing to another, especially when you have a busy day or a lot to get through, right? I'm a Post-it note person. I have those little widgets on my computer, and every time I add something to it, I feel a little bit of anxiety about not having removed something from that list. So I'm always trying to get through things, and sometimes that's not always helpful because you move too fast from one thing to another. So you do need to slow down a little bit. Can we look forward to that a little bit in the upcoming years? It's been a busy time for a lot of people. Is 2024 going to be a little more on that slower kind of even keel, or are we still kind of going to be on that gerbil wheel?
I think my feeling is it's going to follow the figure 8. So we're going to do a little bit of a rise of the high, and then we're going to come down into a little bit of a low, and ride that last half of the year on a little bit of a lower energy. So it's kind of like coming up in the 8 and then coming down again when it is the infinity symbol.
Roller coaster. Okay, that's not horrible.
But a
What,
slow roller coaster.
okay, not everyone, don't worry, it's not a
Yeah.
fast, scary one, right? It's like the little baby roller coaster,
Yes.
which is good. So tell me, business wise, right? Because this is primarily what
Mhm.
we do here. What is a good, what can we focus on this year that would make sense for all of the energies and things going on? Is it a time to organize? Is it a time to spread our wings and try new endeavors? Is it a time to really pull back and work on our finances? Should we be out there promoting ourselves? What is this year in line with in this space of like business?
So the first thing that I'm going to say on that, and it's going to be ironic from where we've come from in the last 4 years or 3 years, depending on what you want to look at it, is we need to focus local. So bringing your attention back to your business, yourself, your actions, what you can do. We know the economy is crazy. We know that the supply chain and the customer base and all of that's a little bit on the chaotic side. So it's not about what is out there. We got to bring it back to what we can do about it. And also for a certain amount, bring your focus back into that as well. So there is a lot that gets draws our attention elsewhere and can be very distracting to what business is. Draw back. I do think finances is a height this year, and I think it's important. We're still riding the roller coaster of what has taken place in the last 4 years. We're going to be riding the roller coaster with elections coming up and other things as well. So when it comes to finances, I think it's time to focus on finances. And the one other area that I feel in it is both personal and it is both business, is health. It's important to focus on health this year and how to maintain a good level of energy health wise for your business. So, especially in the first part of the year, not because of resolutions, because I'm going to tell you a little secret. I don't believe in resolutions. I believe in intentions and actions to go forward. Resolutions always feel a little bit like setting yourself up. So,
A
focus
lot
on
of
your health
pressure.
at the same time. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. I used to do tons of resolutions. In the last few years, I don't do that either. I set myself in a place of, what am I going to work on this year? What's my big overall goal that I'd like to accomplish? And then I put down all the little things that I want to do. I have a notebook that I started this year. It's all color coded because I love colored pens. And so I have it all in there in a way where I can go back and look at it. But yeah, I agree with you. It can, it is important, and mental health is so important, right? We have to remember to take care of ourselves first, and that's sometimes hard to do because, especially if you're a small business owner, I know it's hard to say no. If you say no, you're not making money, right? It's
Yeah.
difficult to say those kinds of things, but it's critical because you'll do a better job if you have the ability to recharge your batteries, right? And sometimes we need to take a step forward. This year I set the intention to, make sure that I work with companies, people, notaries who are aligned with my energy, thought process, company philosophy, right? And then maybe not work with those who were opposite of that. Is that something that we should look at this year too, is making sure that those we're surrounded by are really in line with, what we're looking to achieve, who we are, what our, I don't want to say personal or characteristics are, but, our energy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that part, and you hit on it. When you start a business and also when you run your own business, you run 24/7, 365. Nobody can say otherwise. We all know that we do it. And you're focused on that fear base that says, if I don't do that, I'm going to let something fall off. Well, I think we're moving into a year that's saying maybe some things need to fall off. Maybe we need to let go to find that balance of the year 8 that we have coming forward. Is, yeah, it's okay to let some relationships go, or maybe it's okay to let a business that you worked for go to begin something new, a project that you had hoped to manifest. Now it's time you're going, nope, this isn't going to happen. I'm going to let that go and focus my energy elsewhere. So I do feel like this year is very important to acknowledge what isn't working or what you're not drawn to anymore. It's not a failure. It's a reassigning your energy to what's going to bring what really is going to serve you best.
And I love that it's not a failure. For some of us, me, for years and years and years, I thought if I couldn't do it, it was, it was a failure. But I've come to realize that that's not true, right? I try all sorts of things, and if it doesn't work, it just means that it wasn't the right time for it, or it wasn't the right thing for me. And I try to really come from that perspective. Hey, I didn't get that. It didn't happen because it wasn't going to be beneficial to me. It wasn't going to serve the purpose that I'm set out for, right? So I think that that's super important, especially in year 8 here when we're doing all those other things, is it's a good reminder to ourselves that it's okay to say, this is not working for me. I'm not happy with this. This is not a good customer for me. I don't love the house I'm living or the car that I'm driving or whatever it might be. It's okay to move on, right? And that's really what it is. It's moving on to the next best thing, because whatever that wasn't the best thing for you. Before we move on to our guided meditation, is there anything else that we should know or focus on here in year 8?
I would say, notice, I guess that's what I want to say. Pay attention to what's coming in to distract you or to take away from what you're building. So if you've got things that are coming towards you, and it may be a relationship that you've known your whole life, but you know it's not good for you, it takes away from your focus on the business that you have, and it's not supporting what you're doing, maybe it's time to let that go. We need to pay attention to what's distracting and draining our energy, and also draining our focus from what we know is going to lead us to our best life.
I'm so excited for 2024. I think it's going to be amazing for everybody. I really am. I'm not saying this just because Karen's on, although I just taught her these things myself, but I do feel incredibly optimistic about this gear forward. In my business, all 3 of them, and for so many other people, I think that we are really moving in a good direction. I know it doesn't always feel like that, nor does it look like that. So take yourself off of social media every once in a while, because you'll feel better about yourself and what's going on out there. But it is an amazing time. I think it's going to be amazing for everyone. I'm super excited. So I am going to take myself off of the screen so that we can get into this guided meditation and get ourselves all prepared. So everyone, take a quick breath. If you have my cup of chai tea, you're all the best. I got my You Are the Best mug for you all tonight. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let Karen take it right over.
Okay, thank you. So take a moment wherever you're sitting or wherever you are in the moment. And even if you're listening to this and you're sitting in a car waiting for an appointment or waiting for something else, just still take a moment, get comfortable as much as you can, close your eyes, take a big deep breath in from your diaphragm, hold it for a moment at the top, and then slowly let it go. And I want you to take another one in, hold it, and let it go. And one more. Hold and let go. Allow the top of your head and your forehead and your face to relax and drop. Feel your neck and your shoulders also start to settle, release, and drop. Move down your torso to your hips, your legs, and your feet. You're settling in, feeling a little heavier in some ways because you've relaxed your muscles, but lighter of tension. See yourself sitting in front of a fireplace or a fire pit. Around you is a pile of wood, a pile of kindling, and some paper. Turn to the pile of wood and pick one up. Think about the things from 2023 that you accomplished, that you achieved, that you completed, or that you gained. Consider it in your business, in your job. Did you add on a title or reach a financial goal? Did you solve a problem or gain a client? But consider the things that you can say were accomplishments. And in your hand is an invisible carving pen. And you're going to carve those things into that log. In your personal life, perhaps you mended a relationship or invited a relationship or a loved one. Maybe there was a birth or a fur baby adopted you. Maybe you made new business relationships. Carve those into that log. If you're feeling you're running out of room, set it in the fireplace or the fire pit and grab another. Now think about your health. Did you run a race and meet a personal best? Or did you just finish the race and you're proud of having accomplished it? Did you start on a new path of nutrition or meditation? Did you get on track with doctors, acupuncturists, chiropractors? Carve them into the log. Whatever it is that in 2023 feels good, feels like it was welcomed, or feels completed, carve it in. And when you're ready, place the logs in the pit or the fireplace. Now turn to the kindling. These are smaller pieces of wood. They're thinner. They're easier to light or ignite. And now you want to think about what you want to bring in the year ahead. What do you want to grow? What do you want to create? What do you want to achieve? Are there parts of your business that you want to raise to new heights or that you want to add on to? Do you want to create a partnership? Whether it's a shared name partnership or you're working along someone else. Do you want to add a line item of service or product? Do you want a financial goal that you've not seen so far? Write it down. Carve it into the kindling. Think about your personal life. Do you want to finish a house or a room? Purchase new? Redecorate? Add a jacuzzi? Do you want to fill it with people that aren't there in relationship and in love and in friends? Carve it into the kindling. Use as many pieces as you need. Consider your health and how you want to feel your best for your business and your home life, for that balance. What new do you want in this year? In abundance or health? Carve it into the kindling. And then add the kindling around the wood. Now turn to the paper. This paper is already written on. It is the things that you know in your mind and in your heart that don't serve you. On each piece are your fears, your frustrations, your stubbornness, your determination, your losses, and your challenges. Perhaps it's a client you couldn't work with. Maybe it's an office that you couldn't hold on to or didn't want to hold on to. Maybe it's a process that you realize didn't serve. Maybe it's a business partnership that came to an end. As you look through the papers, you see the things that don't serve you anymore and that you don't want to add and continue carrying going forward in the new year and throughout this year. So feel the feelings that they bring up and crumple them up. Take some joy or some pleasure in twisting them, crumpling them, making them smaller. Still all that they are, but not allowing yourself to release your emotions with the thoughts of them. And start placing them in this pile that you've created for your fire, between the wood and the kindling, and all around it, because they are going to ignite first. Read each paper, crumple it up, place it in the fire, or the wood that will become a fire. Now you notice, as you look down, there is a lighter in front of you, and your name is on it. It's as if that lighter was made by you, and only for you, as it's engraved with your name. This is your power and your intentions for what's to come. So pick it up, create the fire with it, and light those papers, those frustrations, ignite those fears and challenges and struggles and disappointments. Ignite each and every one of them with your empowerment, with your choice, and with your power. And notice how quickly they start to burn, igniting the kindling. And the paper starts to no longer be able to be seen as the goals and choices for the year to come begin to ignite and burn. And what will sustain this fire is all that you've already accomplished. All that stays with you is what you engraved on those logs. All of that does not go away. It only feeds on each other to grow higher and higher to a bonfire. You have ignited your dreams, your goals, and your life. And now you get to bask in the warmth. Will you prepare to work on all that to come? Well done. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fire. It's only just begun. Soften your focus. Hear the noises in the room or the place that you sit. Wiggle your arms, your fingers, and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back.
Yay. Thank you so much. What a great way to start the year out, right? Really reflecting and putting into perspective all the things that we've gone through and what we're going to do forward. I am so grateful that you came and did this today. Thank you so, so much. And I'm grateful for everybody out there who is watching this video, who is coming along on this journey with us. I hope that your year is absolutely phenomenal, because that's how I'm approaching my year. It's going to be the best year yet. And I know it's going to be the best year yet for everybody out there watching this video, and for my good friend Karen, who came on and did this wonderful thing for us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. I wish you all a lot of abundance in 2024.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. We'll be talking to you soon.
Bye-bye.